mummy, I was invisible man, I was dictator, I was priest, and then of course it's like dictator in Israel. Rasputin in St. Petersburg, or I was slave trader in Rotterdam, managed a black guy to come on stage with me and they tried to sell him. I always some bad characters. I was this Roman emperor in Greece, in Moscow, this kind of dictator, Chaplin figure. It's really crazy. People just went nuts, you know, they loved that. When I started in '86, I would not imagine that we would do it 20 years later. Mayhem was formed in 1984, so that's true. And I just joined the band in '91 anyway. But to me it means that it's very, very rare that in extreme metal, when we are living on the edge of existence, you know, and challenging everything in life, and the band still can survive such a long time. It's a strange balance, I guess, also, like different personalities, completely crazy people, but still they are so different that it somehow gets into a balance, I guess. And I don't know, it's a miracle, and also it could be like that probably our message is still actual. Yeah. People just mentioning about the history of the band and what happened around the band instead of the music. It's a strange history, so of course it's people who are like sensations, they can pick up stories there, but most of these so-called interesting stories are for more than a decade, you know, and since that we are just focusing on the music. Of course it's challenging religions and challenging that message of religions or that ideology of the religions that there must be some God above us, you know, and we don't agree with that. And also it deals with a lot of inner spiritual things, you know, and esoteric dance. This kind of music, it's interesting, you know, and the esoterics or these fine physical dimensions in my idea still exist, and we just don't know about it. We don't smell it or we don't see it, but it's still there. Just look at the magnet. It's a very simple form of energy, but we don't know, and it's just still there. We don't sense it. You know, religion is not so nice everywhere, you know. It's forcing people and kids, you know, who grow up in religious families, and all this. Actually, it's a control, and it creates a lot of fear, and it has a lot of problems. It suppresses a lot of emotions and energies, like female energy, suppressed by religion, by my I think, for hundreds of years, and it was like, it's a shame, you know, and they deal with that, you know, and they deal with that, what's gonna happen after death, you know, and this is like, in my eyes, it's blasphemy. It's against existence, it's against law of life. How can you believe in stories like there is a dead, you know, in one part of the story, and this guy is coming there and he just raised the dead? It's not a coma, it's not a joke, and people believe in this. Come on. This is like, this is the blasphemy. This is, because, come on, you can't say this. No one can raise the dead. It's obvious, I mean. message is not just Christianity, all the religions and a lot of other things, manipulations. It's pretty interesting, I think, how you can hypnotize masses without that they knowing or recognizing that. Extreme metal, Mayhem is chaos, it's upheaval, so we just challenge everything what we think it's wrong. And we just fuck it up, you know, and I think if you destroy something which is sick, that's curing at the end, you know. I was very depressed when I was younger, you know, I had this very depressed periods, and like most of us in this music, suicidal things, because I think all is coming from the confused information what we had in our life. So when you just face with walls and you don't understand the roots of it and these ideologies, you just want to kill yourself because can't see the way out, but actually it's just I realized later it's just the fruit of all the manipulation and all the false fucking bullshit information we heard in our life, which eventually lead us into these crazy thoughts, you know, because you have inside this potential. You feel in the brain and the mind has this great capacity, you know, and life and existence itself has all the possibilities and everything, you know, but in the other hand we are limited and blocked and have this blocking info, so I think this goes back and forth inside. So eventually you don't find the way out, so people just go into crazy, you know, and I suffered from this too, so I had to work a lot on myself to tear away God and all these fucking illusions, you know, and just like try to clean up my thoughts, you know, and have a more objective view and more, so now I'm more optimistic. In my eyes, it's a lot of information out in the existence, in the space, or around us. I see it on the animals, that all the animals have this collective knowledge. Strange, like a fly can fly like this, you know, with a small head. Where is the information? Where is the brain? So all the information needs no space, or the information is out there. And I think it's out there because I know people. One of my best friends, he made his first amplifier when he was 6-7 years old. So obviously he was channeling this information from somewhere. He didn't learn it from books. He's still doing amplifiers. He's one of the best, of course, in the world, I think. But the most important thing that there is so-called genius people who have this super extra intelligence. Where it's coming from? We played in Sicilia, South Italy, like 3 years ago. I lost my bag with all my stage clothes. And the next day we had to play in Milan. So I had to come up with something. And I asked some friends. They had this pretty bad spikes and stuff. So I was like, I can't go do this, you know, and can't go on stage like that. So I asked if there is anything else, like blah, 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 this, that, butcher. So I found a guy who was in a butchery work. So I asked, okay, bring me butcher clothes. So he brought me this butcher clothes with the white. I had this white kind of doctor thing and the chopper and the gas mask, which was in the back, pretty crazy. And you know what? I was like really freaked out. Like shit, we go again this way, like I did with Tormentor before. And with Tormentor it was too early. Before the show, everybody was so excited and it was so much fun. People were. The band throwing on me blood and all the shit. I looked like completely crazy with this butcher, with this chopper. It was really, really cool vibe in the band. And we played very killer show, you know, so I realized that, shit, we need this. So then I come with this pig crazy pig doctor who wanted to make himself a pig in Sweden, and then I was this Notre Dame hunchback in Czech. So many things happened with these different costumes. It's always a funny story. And there have been highlights, for sure, like in Sweden, that show which ended up in this scandal.